You know how we all have our theories in our heads of how things work before we actually learn them. And then when we learn them, we're like, oh. So my theory was on the reproduction of humans. So don't laugh at me, guys. But I thought when a woman is pregnant with a female, with a baby girl, right? And she has sex, I thought even the girl inside would also be pregnant. I don't know how, but I thought even the girl inside would also be triggered. But then later in life, I realized, nah, man, this was gonna be crazy had it happened because it would mean that when the child is born, the child is born and she's also pregnant, should be the second wife, correct? Should be the second wife, and also that man would make both his child and his grandchild. Yo, when I started doing the family mathematics there, I thought, yeah, 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 the thoughts we have as kids before we learn things. Another one I had was on a miscarriage. Look, I'm not trying to be funny to a point of insensitivity, but then I thought a miscarriage was a woman is pregnant, and then for 9 months like the belly is big. For 9 months, huge stomach, belly is big, and then the water breaks, they open, they find nothing. So I thought that's a miscarriage. I thought so. It's weird. It's weird how I thought things are. And then when I learned these things, I laughed at myself. I was like, hey, when I'm not, wow, fam, it's weird how much shop owners don't trust us the way we trust them. And I realized this a few years ago when I was at home and my neighbor friend, Malcolm, we went to my friend to go to shop. And when we got there, he pays with the note, and then the thing they do where they raise a note and they check the authenticity. And then we have no problem with that because we understand its procedure. They don't want us to give them fake money. So what Malcolm does is that when he gets back change, it also had a note. He also raises it. The guy was offended. I was like, hey man, why would you be offended when he also checks that it's possible? What if you have the fake money? Have you ever thought of that? Because that day I looked at that situation and that scenario and I was like, nah, Malcolm is onto something. It's something we've been ignoring, but then this guy is onto something. We must also check what if we get the fake money and the day we use it again, we are called out and we're arrested for using fake money. Just play that out in your mind. I don't know if this happens to me alone, but there's this weird pressure that comes with receiving a long VN that says, low and I respond with a long VN to show that you take this person serious. I don't know where it just feels like for me to appear as if I take this person serious, I must respond with I must give a detailed response to whatever they said, even though my initial response was okay. But then, because I don't want them to think I just took my news to a person only for them to just say, okay, you start feeling like, guys, yeah. And I'm not talking about a long V, and I'm not talking about 1 minute. I'm talking about songs and mixtapes. There's just something about, there's just a weird pressure to just say, respond. Now we get into studio and respond and record a song and start rapping now, rapping and responding to everything. Yeah. And then it ends up being like, you send a song, I send a song, you send a song. Talking bundles. Then they deplete, and then you end up you get tired of speaking and you end up typing. That's when you know, I can't match this amount of VN. This VNing is too much. This VN, yeah, some of us are used to these VNs. But you're listening to a VN to a point where you even forget that you are listening to it. Guys, this pressure is weird. Yeah. Guys, how do they calculate these things of a recess, the length of recess or leave days or whatever? Because man, and how do they test it and know we have enough rest? Because for me it doesn't make sense, and I think I've developed the correct formula for all of this. For me, recess should be long enough to make me miss the people who make me enjoy work or school or whatever the thing is. But then it shouldn't be long to the point where I start missing the people I don't care about at school or at work. Can you imagine now you start missing people you don't even care about in lectures or at work? People who make you want to go home at work. It doesn't make sense, man. Can you imagine? But I want to know, how do they test it? Was someone given an assignment where go and sit the first week? And after the first week, the person was like, no, I haven't had enough rest. Second week, if that's the case, I want them to explain why in December and January we have so many days off, to a point where you don't even know what to do with yourself. Kari says, could you imagine sitting at home to a point where even your salary is telling you when you're not supposed to go home or no? Chief, you're supposed to go and work because I'm getting finished. Aspelelanga for the days that you're working. Mar, unal mo tabeng ya di break. It can't be. Women women are dangerous, guys. It's okay when you know such goods. Or if you have beautiful female cousins, you will see women are dangerous. Jiggy, they visit you. All of a sudden, there's traffic there by your house. Boys are coming. There's traffic there. Everyone is walking around there. When you're sitting outside, they're acting friendly. They can't know. They want this one of a visitor. If we're tell about to suppose traffic. Cause traffic. Female cousins must cause traffic. Especially when I'm sitting outside. Those guys who usually bully us, the older guys, just to act cool. But cousin Jedu would sit down when Chor Basadi were good, but never hamba. I wish I could go back to those days just to relive those moments and laugh again.